Are you aware by the latest updates in your community? Let's check it out. Poll for today. Should there be a temporary ban on all immigration into the United States? If you think you are aware enough to answer the poll, then post your answers and suggestions if any in the comment section given below. Watch judge who helped illegal evade ICE teary-eyed after being brought to justice. The notorious judge who helped an illegal escape from ICE looked teary-eyed as she was caught on video walking outside the courtroom. Prosecutors allege that Newton District Court Judge Shelley Joseph and court officer Wesley MacGregor helped a defendant leave through a back door to avoid being detained by an ICE officer. WBZ-TV's LaCrosse reports. A trial court judge and a court officer have been indicted on federal charges of obstruction of justice. CBS Boston reports prosecutors allege that Newton District Court Judge Shelley Joseph and court officer Wesley MacGregor helped a defendant leave through a back door to avoid being detained by an ICE officer. United States Attorney for Massachusetts Andrew Lelling announced details of the case Thursday afternoon. A short time later, the Supreme Judicial Court announced Joseph has been suspended without pay until further notice. Both Joseph and MacGregor were arraigned Thursday afternoon and pleaded not guilty. This prosecution is absolutely political. Shelley Joseph is absolutely innocent, Joseph's attorney Tom Hoops said outside court. Jose Medina Perez, identified in court documents as AS or alien subject, was arrested March 30, 2018 as a fugitive from justice from Pennsylvania on narcotics possession charges. ICE issued a federal immigration detainer. Medina Perez had allegedly entered the country illegally for a third time. According to court documents, on April 2 around 9:30 a.m., an ICE officer arrived in plainclothes, identified himself, and sat in the courtroom during the morning session. Medina Perez's case was called around 10:30 a.m., but Joseph agreed to recall it later into the day. Documents allege that Joseph ordered the clerk to have the ICE officer wait outside until the defendant was released into the lobby. During a sidebar recorded during another hearing later in the day, Joseph asks clerk, "Can we go off the record for a moment?" And the courtroom recorder is shut off for 52 seconds. ICE is going to pick him up if he walks out the front door, a defense attorney later said on the record, according to a transcript. But I think the best thing for us to do is clear the fugitive issue, release him on a personal, and hope that he can avoid ICE. That's the best I can do. Joseph ordered Medina Perez released, and speaking about the ICE officer says, "I am not gonna allow them to come in here," according to the transcript. Medina Perez was returned to lockup to gather belongings. MacGregor allegedly used his security access card at a back door around 3 p.m. The ICE officer did not know Medina Perez exited the courthouse. ICE issued a statement following Joseph's indictment. The actions of the judge in this incident are a detriment to the rule of law and highly offensive to the law enforcement officers of ICE who swear an oath to uphold our nation's immigration laws, said Todd M. Lyons, Acting Field Office Director, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE's Enforcement and Removal Operations, Boston. In order for our criminal justice system to work fairly for all people, it must be protected against judicial officials who would seek to replace the implementation of our laws with their own ideological views or politically driven agenda. I would also like to thank U.S. Attorney Lelling for his local leadership and his continuous and faithful support of the Arrow law enforcement mission.